So hello guys, welcome back to the channel and we are up with another Salesforce mock interview. So without any delay, let's get started.
So, tell me something what you are learning in Salesforce recently. What topic you are learning? What is the super buzz if you are learning into that?
Sir, talking about Salesforce, the very first thing uh, that a person who is going into the field of Salesforce should know is the administrative part. And in the administrative part, I have studied about security, objects, roles, hierarchies, field dependencies, etc.
Okay.
And so, uh, yes, sir.
So, what are the different relationships available in Salesforce?
So basically, there are two types of relationships that are available in the Salesforce. The first one is master detail, and second one is lookup relationship.
So, what is the difference between these two? Like, what is a key difference between master detail and lookup?
Yes, sir. Sir, master detail relationship is used to relate two objects sir. When an object is related with master detail relationship, the security and sharing settings of parent object is taken from by the child object, like the security and sharing settings are the same between them, and if the master object is deleted, the child object is gets automatically deleted. And sir, the owner id is visible of the master object only, because the child is related with the parent object through master detail relationship. And sir, roll-up summary fields can be present on the master side. Uh, and sir, when we link two objects using the lookup relationship, it is a very basic relationship. We use lookup relationship just to link two objects. The security and sharing settings of both the objects are different in lookup relationship. And if the parent object gets deleted, there is no effect on the child object in lookup relationship.
Okay, fair enough. So, there is one more property that you missed is parent is always required on the child side in case of master detail relationship. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So, what is a relationship between account and contact in Salesforce?
So master detail account is on the master side and contact is on the child side.
Okay. So, if I create a contact in the Salesforce, I should not be able to create that contact without account, right?
Yes, sir.
But if have you tried to create a contact without any account record?
No, sir. To be honest, I have not tried.
Okay, but if you try to create a contact record in Salesforce without any account, you will be able to create that record. Okay, so when we talk,
Sir, that's a lookup. Sir. Yes, sir.
yep, go ahead.
Sir, I was saying, sorry, I missed. There is a lookup relationship between account and contact, because they both are standard objects, and standard object can never be on the child side.
Standard object can never be on the child side, but when we are trying to make them child in a custom field, okay, you are right.
Yes, sir.
Actually, but suppose that if I'm trying to create a field on any object and which is a master detail, okay, then standard object cannot be the child. But here we are talking about account and contact relationships. So it is neither a master detail nor a lookup relationship. Basically, it is a special kind of relationship. And the reason it is a special relationship, because if you create a contact without account, you will be able to create that. On the other hand, if you delete the account record, the contact records will also get deleted.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so basically it poses the what we say that the characteristics of both the relationships, account lookup and master detail. That's why we say that it is a special relationship. And most of the people, if you talk, they will say that it is a lookup with cascade delete. Lookup with cascade delete is something when you delete the parent record, the child record will automatically get deleted.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So what is the difference between profiles and permission set?
Sir, profiles, whenever we create a user in our Salesforce org, we must assign a profile to them, and without a profile, a user cannot be created. And profile basically gives the security and sharing settings to the user. Uh, uh, like there are different kinds of profiles in Salesforce, like system administrator, marketing manager, custom sales profile. There are different type of profiles, and with these profiles, there comes a certain baseline of security with them. Like a user who is assigned the profile of system administrator has access to everything, and he has the topmost access in the organization. He can read, create, edit, delete, and do anything that he want. And when a user is assigned a profile of custom sales manager, so he is given the permission to just do some specific kind of work that we want him or her to do in that Salesforce org.
Okay.
And
So
so permission, yes, sir.
yeah, go ahead.
And so permission sets are used to add some permission with the profile, just as I just said, that someone is assigned custom sales manager profile, so he is given specific permissions to do something, and if we want to grant him additional access, so we can create a permission set for doing something, and we can assign that permission set to the user so that he can do an additional task irrespective of the profile.
Yes, you're right. So can we assign more than one permission set to more than one user?
Yes, sir.
Have you heard about the junction object in Salesforce?
Yes, sir.
And what is that junction object? What are the properties?
Sir, I don't have that much knowledge about, but yes, sir, when there is a one-to-many relationship, and the object that is on the many side has to be related by one-to-many relationship with another object. So that behaves like a junction object which relates with two objects by one-to-many relationship.
Do you
Kind
have
of
any
that.
example on that?
Sir, suppose there is a hotel reservation system,
Mm-hmm.
and sir, when booking a hotel, sir, I can't get it. I'm just skipping it from.
No problem, no problem. So basically, the junction object is mainly used to achieve many-to-many relationship. Okay. Suppose that
Yes, sir.
there is one object which can be associated with the multiple records of another object. Now, if we take an example here, let's quickly take an example of a student and a book. Okay, sorry, not book, course. So one student can be can have the part of multiple courses, and one course can be a part of multiple students. Okay, so if we create an object called student course, that object will be the many to many, we say that junction object. And one key property of that junction object is basically that junction object will always have two master detail relationships.
Yes, sir.
Okay, two master detail relationship. Again, if you take your example, which is student and course, then student course object will have one master, which will be student, and it will have another master, which will be course. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And on the other hand side, there is one very basic example. As a developer, if you are writing a code, then there will be some errors. So one error can be associated with multiple programs, and one program can be associated with multiple errors. Okay,
Mhm.
then in that case, you can create say that you can create an object called program errors or bugs kind of things, where you have the master detail to program and then you have master detail to error.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is about your junction object. Okay. What are the different types of OWD options that are available in Salesforce?
So should I tell what is OWD or the different types of?
No, basically the options that are available.
So public, private. So like OWD provides the baseline of security settings that are
Security
given to the
settings for
user
baseline security
for
settings for.
objects. For objects.
Okay. And what are the different options?
So, sir, there are two objects are classified in two types. The first one is the standard objects, and second one
No,
is
no,
the
no.
custom objects.
I'm
Standard objects.
I'm asking about the types of OWD, the different options that are available.
Sir, read, write, private.
Okay.
Sir, when we switch to any object's access to private, then the user that has created that object can only view that object. None other than him, no one can view that object.
Okay.
And sir, in read write, anyone can access that object in the org.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And what about public read only?
Public read only specifies that the object can be accessed or can be viewed but cannot be edited.
Okay. So basically, you said that OWD provides the base level for objects. That is not true. Okay. OWD is something which provides the base level access for a record. Object level the base level access for objects is always a profile.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So OWD is always for records. And
Okay,
you
sir.
have there are 4 options, not 4. Basically, there are 5 options. One is private. So whenever the user is creating a record, that user can view or edit or delete, and the user who are on top of that hierarchy. Suppose that as a developer, you are creating a record and you have your manager. Your manager can also view and edit the record based on what level of permission that has given on the profile label or a permission set label for that object. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And when we talk about public read only, that means any user in the org which have access to the object, they can access the record. And the public read write is again the same. If they have access to the object label, they can either view or edit that record. Then there are 2 more types of OWD options. One is basically public read write transfer, which is mainly available for case and lead object. And then there is one more, which is controlled by parent, which is only available for the objects which are child object in case of master detail.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So these are the different types of OWD that are available. Now coming to automation tool, what are the different automation tools that are available by Salesforce, and what is the one that you have worked with?
So there are 3 types of automation tools that are present in Salesforce. These are workflows, process builder, and flows.
Flows, yeah, right. Okay. So what is the like any use case that you have implemented using a flow or process builder or workflow rule, or the difference between these 3 automation tool that you can see?
Sir, workflow was the first automation tool that was introduced by Salesforce. And process builder is an advancement of workflows, and flows is an advancement of process builder.
Okay, so what you have worked with, like what exactly the difference you see in all these 3?
Sir, like in workflows, there are 2 types of actions. So first one is immediate action and second is time triggered action. And there are 3 criteria on which a condition is evaluated. The first one is created, second one is created and edited, and third one is created and edited every time to subsequently meet the criteria. And in workflows, there are four types of actions that are performed. The first one is email alert, second is task, third is field update, and fourth is uh, outbound message.
Okay. So is there any action that we can do from the from the flow, not flow actually, from the workflow rule, but we cannot do from process builder or flow builder?
Uh, sir, no, don't know, sir. Sir,
Okay.
there should, sir, process builder has all the actions that it can be performed by workflows, and sir, it is an advancement, so it will contain the actions that are present in the workflows.
Okay. So basically, flow has one action, which is outbound message, that is not available by process builder. Okay, that is not available in process builder. But that
Okay, sir.
action has been made available to flow builder after this recent release, which is winter 21, not 21, winter 22. So once this winter 22 release is rolled out to the environments, that release is going to have the outbound message. So basically, process flow builder is something which is kind of having all the actions that can be there in any of the automation tools. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now let's move on to the development side. What are the OOPS concept?
Sir, OOPS concept like uh, using objects, abstraction, and encapsulation. So
Mhm.
that much I know.
Okay. So basically, do you have like what exactly that encapsulations or inheritance? Basically, there are four main pillars of OOPS concept. One is polymorphism, then there is one encapsulation, there is one inheritance, and there is one abstraction. Okay. So
Yes, sir.
have you worked with any of these, or do you know what all these uh, pillars do, or how we can achieve encapsulations or polymorphism or kind of things?
Sir, I know about inheritance. Inheritance is used to access the parent classes. Two or more classes are linked with each other using inheritance. So inheritance is of many types, multiple inheritance or uh, like this multi-level inheritance. So if there is a class for and there is a method in the class, so if we want to use that method, we can use it by inheriting that class.
Mm-hmm. Any example for that?
So we have created a class of adding two numbers like A and B. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and we have another class. So we inherit the first class which has the method of adding two numbers, and in the second class, if we put the parameters, like if they put the two numbers as the parameters, then we can get the result without writing that code again.
Okay. And what about the polymorphism or something, some other concepts?
Sir, uh, sir, sir, there is a concept in which like we want to if we have to show the just the important information, uh, so I don't actually remember that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so basically this is very important concept, okay, for any programming language, because most of the
Yes.
languages are based on OOPS concept. So I'll suggest just go ahead and make sure that you know each and every bit and pieces about these four concepts. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So what are the objects?
Sir, objects in Salesforce.
No, no, I'm talking about in general. What are objects?
Sir, objects are the instances of classes that are used to access the methods of the class.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
So
yes, sir.
suppose that I don't know the technicality behind the objects, and as a layman term, how you will explain it to me, like what exactly the object is?
Sir, objects is an instance of a class which is used to access that class. Like, for example, we have created a class and we
But
have
I don't,
created a
that that is what I mentioned, right? I don't know anything about the technicality. I'm just a layman person. You need to tell me what is an object, how you will express it. I don't know what is Salesforce. I don't know what is OOPS concept. Forget about that. I'm just a technical person. You just need to tell me that if you see something like this, this is an object in general.
sir, yes, sir, like we have written a method to add two numbers.
No, again, I don't know anything. I don't know method. I don't know class. Just say that you need to tell your father that what is an object.
Object is uh, Object is something that contains information about some group of things, which through that object we can we can get to know what all the things are related to that object,
Can,
kind
can
of.
we can we see the objects in the real world? Can you tell me that this is if you have see this, if you can see this or whatever it's? Can you give me an example of any object
No, sir.
we can't see?
Sir, I don't have that much knowledge.
Okay, so basically, again, as I said, this is also the main pillar of your OOPS concept, because OOPS is revolving around objects and classes. Okay, so object is something which is a real-time entity. It can be your mobile phone, it can be you, it can be a tree, it can be a home, anything that is real-time, which is an object. Okay, then object have some characteristics and they have some behaviors. And when we map these characteristics to Salesforce, then characteristics becomes the variables. And when you map the behaviors in Salesforce or any other language, then behavior becomes the methods. Okay, for example, if you talk about a flower is also is an object which can have the characteristics like color, height, width. And then if we talk about the behavior, then the behavior is grow. Flower always grows, right? In other terms, if we talk about a person can have again the similar kind of characteristics like color, or they have got height, width, eye. And if we talk about the behavior, then they have a speak, they can talk, they can walk, or they can run, or they will also grow. So whenever, if you are dealing with someone who don't know technicality, and if you have to explain what object is, just say whatever you see in the real world is an object. They have some behaviors and some characteristics.
Okay, sir.
So in Salesforce, what development part you have covered?
Sir, I have basic knowledge like what is Apex class, what are triggers, what is test class.
Okay, what is trigger?
Sir, trigger is if we want to execute an action, so for that trigger is used in Salesforce.
But when we want to execute an action?
Sir, like if we want to execute an action that is not present in Salesforce by default, so we can execute it by using triggers.
Okay, suppose that I wanted to add two numbers. Can I add using triggers? Is
Sir,
there any
trigger,
is there any entry criteria for the triggers? Like if this happens, then only trigger can be executed.
sir, triggers, the criteria of trigger are that if there is updation or there is creation of an object, or these are the criteria: create, update, delete,
So
edit.
what we refer to these criteria in general?
So like if there is an account object, and if if we wrote a trigger on that account object, if uh, uh, so there are conditions that are passed in the parameters like is insert or is update.
No,
So if we
I'm
so
I completely understand what you're saying. If there is any insert, update, or delete or undelete, when the trigger can be called. But my question is, what in general, what we say to these criterias in general? What exactly these are? What is a insert? What is an update?
sir, if any new record on that account object is
That
man sorry.
again, I completely understand. What I'm saying is that you say that insert, update, delete, undelete. What exactly you refer to these operations?
Sir, if there is an insertion, so is insert will work. If there is a deletion, so is delete will work like this.
What about DML?
Sorry, sir.
What about DML?
Sir, DML includes trigger new old map, like these static variables.
So DML includes these or trigger includes these?
Sir, I'm confused in both of them. Sir, I have basic knowledge. I don't have that much knowledge that I can tell all these things. I know basic things about development part.
Okay, but again, these are the basic things, right? These are not the advanced. I haven't asked anything advanced.
Yes, sir.
Okay. No, so basically trigger is a piece of Apex code which incurs or which executes whenever there is any DML on any object. Okay. DML can be your insert, update, delete, or undelete. And based on whatever the DML is happening, your trigger will be having the static variables that you are talking about.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So yeah, I think I'm good from my side because you don't have much development thing, and I'm good. If you have anything else that you wanted to ask or discuss, feel free to ask.
No, sir, it's fine. I'm done from my side also.